That's a big question. First of all, I mean, there are many, many women in tech, but I would like for many, 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 many more women to be in tech. Okay, it gets a little lonely. So I'd like to see, better representation. I guess when I was younger, it just worked for me to sort of. I studied engineering. I worked as an engineer for many years before transitioning to a more sort of business management type role, right? So. I just, did the best with what I was given, and I enjoyed it. I've been very sort of blessed to work in, a couple of different countries in a couple of different roles. But for me, I just worked hard, stayed focused, and when an opportunity came, they say, is it opportunity is a cross between preparedness and luck. Right, so it's just being ready and being open when opportunities, arise. Because I've been an engineer for a few years, and then I thought, okay, maybe it's time to go do my master's. I actually looked at a master's in engineering and a master's in business at the same time. I literally had, both application forms with me. I filled them both out. The deadline for business school came first. And the engineering degree really didn't offer any subjects that I hadn't already covered in my bachelor's, just because of the school that I went to. So I went for the degree in business. So it just kind of, I didn't do a great big consultation, have 10 people tell me, okay, this is why you should get an MBA, this is what you should, put in your essay. No, I just pretty much filled out the form and, fortunately, I got in and I got into a pretty good school. So when I finished that, you go through business school it can be a very intense experience, right? And you really learn a lot about yourself and what you want to do. So when I came out on the other side of that and I thought, okay, let me go into consulting, so again, it was just, you get to a point and, you make a decision. So there's nothing wrong with being in engineering or being in tech. I think it's very interesting. So women shouldn't shy away from it. I finally find some other professions like HR hard. So it's easier for me to be here. People look at HR and think it's easy. I don't think it's easy. I prefer to deal with numbers than with people, So, but again, that's me. It fits my personality. Yeah. So I think, whatever works for you is what you should go with. Follow your passion. And I think if you're lucky enough for what you're good at to intersect with what you're passionate about, then you really hit, something magical, right? So I think that's really, how I've ended up where I've ended up, So I try as much as possible to encourage women to follow whatever path they want to, however conventional or unconventional it might seem to everybody else. Just do you, really. Just there's no replica. So to your other question about work-life balance, what's that? Can you tell me what that is? I'm kidding, I know. I might have given up on that, actually. I just work when I work and, I play when I play. But I think you just have to focus on both things with equal gusto. One can't rule your life. You can't play, otherwise you won't be able to earn a living, and you can't work too much, otherwise you actually will stop being productive at work if there is no downtime, if you don't switch off. So you just have to approach each and don't worry too much. Just take one day at a time. I don't really plan too much. I'm not one of those people that says, 5 or 10 years in the future, this is exactly what I want to be doing. I just kind of have a way I want to feel, how I want my life to be, and that's what I chase, and then everything else falls into place.